Hello everyone, this is Ace.
And this is Sincere.
And this is the 25 to Life show.
It's really natural for y'all to be like having this alter ego and all this other shit. It's not natural for y'all to keep trying to maintain and only present one all the time. That's what I feel like is going on. Cause she say that. She got this other ego, Beyonce, Sasha, all of y'all keep having this other side of y'all. But y'all keep wanting to present the one that be most accepted. I think what
because that's the one that
what needs to be accepted is that there is other sides, and that's normal. It needs to be looked at as you're only this one way. That's not normal. What y'all normally see, like y'all went from having clothes on and taking them off, y'all went from being one way to now every woman has this versatile personality. And for men, to me, that's exciting. And that's what y'all need to do. I would love to talk about that. It's like, man, let that shit go. Now, granted, I'm not telling you to go out and just start spazzing out and switching whatever you want. What I'm telling you is, in those moments, just like you had to learn how to communicate the representative that y'all put out there. Y'all had to know how to move with that person, how to talk as that person, how to be understood, how to be accepted as that person. That's the same thing you gotta do with all 12 of them personalities. When Sasha Fierce out or whoever is out to show that shit, y'all need to be able to make sure it's understood and communicated. That's the only thing. Just make sure it's understood and communicated. And that's what's gonna grow y'all up. Cause some of y'all gonna realize that y'all are just a little immature. Just a little immature, and some of y'all gonna realize that y'all worry about the wrong shit. And y'all could have been a lot more freer with yourselves. But I'm ready for the podcast part. Cause why? Cause of people like Lady London, and I'll say that shit. I'm gonna say it the sincere way.
Well, what would be the sincere way?
I've been taking time. I take time to dive into artists that I appreciate or that I really think that have talent, and people like Lady London as well. But so I take time to dive into her show just to see what she's presenting as an artist. And to hear her say that she be worried about some of the things is just a confirmation of why I'm doing what I'm doing. Because she said herself, you don't know why. I mean, you don't know what somebody's going through just because they're in this position, and that goes tied to you don't know her wellness and what it takes to be her. So it makes me feel like artists like that may be struggling to do their art because they're not well taken care of. So this wellness that we're doing, I feel like it's important just for people and hopefully to trickle down as fans and all types of like dynamics when it comes to the culture, whether you're a fan, whether you're doing art, that we take care of each other, we care about each other's well-being. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think sometimes fans might put too much pressure on artists where they don't know, and I think maybe artists need to think about how they're connecting to the fans sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you putting out. Some of that shit some of that art might need to be for your amusement. The fans might not be mature enough to be saying that shit and moving through that shit all the time, depending on what's going on in the world. I don't think we be caring enough about that type of shit. I think we just, as a culture, is so talented that everybody just wants to be seen for them. But we need to understand that we're all in this culture together, supporting it and creating it, that we need to take care of each other for it to be a good culture. And I think that we're going away from that. When I was a kid and I used to hear old people talk, I didn't hear them talk about us the way we talk about the generation coming up now that I'm older. And so now they talking about us and them, and that seems to be a problem. But I feel like the culture is too open up for them where they're doing shit too young. You know what I'm saying? And I can just dive into that. But the wellness, I feel like they might agree, we're not taking care of the generation that's coming up enough. And I feel like that's why they are acting like that. And it's not saying like they need to be just more loved and stuff. They need some catering to them. Some people need some more discipline. Some people do need love. But that generation, I'm questioning. And I'm not saying there's something wrong with them. They're just very advanced, and their attitudes aren't the best to each other. That's my concern. I get you to say, fuck the old folk, because y'all can be on to something that niggas don't know. But to take it to the extent where you're demonstrating that fuck that old folk is immature. I'm sensing a little bit too much recklessness, and I feel like they mistaking that shit for courage. I feel like it's misplaced vision with my young folks, but I do like my young folks' originality and what they're doing for their generation. I'm glad I'm not saying the same old stuff. So they like it, and that's amongst their peers agreed that this is how we dress and this is how we singing and dancing, cool. But just make sure that it's not creating a culture where as y'all get older, it's just gonna get worse. Cause we're concerned. Y'all a little aggressive. Y'all are doing a little too much hood shit a little too early.
Man, what? So
y'all got OnlyFans a little too early.
Cause there ain't no way I get shot and I'm still toting the gun, acting like I'm gangster.
It's just so much shit. And it's not wrong with standing on 10 as a young nigga. That's why you own it. But with everything being how it is now, I just feel like the culture isn't presenting other avenues. Because I feel like some of y'all ain't built like that for real. I feel like some of y'all putting on it's gonna hurt you. That's just being real. And it's not saying you're not a real nigga. It's just saying the environment, you ain't gonna test that too much. But you ain't gonna win all that shit. And you not gonna like the L you gonna catch. That's just being 100. It ain't the odds of losing in that game ain't the same. You know what I'm saying? It ain't the move. That street shit's a different form of gambling to me. Because gambling you come up fast, but you can lose it all too. Depending on your situation. But in that situation, the L's are completely different. Y'all both should be experiencing that. Especially with the evolution that we've had with technology and opportunities and shit. They should be fucking just growing the fuck out the world and shit. Instead of dealing with the same little ass problems that we already had to conquer from the generation before us. And the generation before us, I need y'all to understand that this is still a part of being y'all fault. We didn't do nothing. And that's the problem. Let that sink in. Y'all sitting there like, we ain't had nothing to do when we let y'all be and all this other shit. This is a side effect of that. Because you didn't do nothing and you did let us be. That's not parenting.
And then let us raise them and then see y'all ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, you got the oldest taking care of some of y'all and all this other shit. And it's not saying that some of y'all don't deserve to be taken care of. It's not saying that like real shit isn't going on, but that's the part of the wellness. That's the part of the wellness that I feel like we missing. Straight up. That y'all did what y'all did so hard for the culture and at y'all time that y'all not well taken care of at this age and stage of life. And some of us got to step up for y'all. That's not wellness. That's my point. So some of y'all aren't just, you know what I'm saying, took advantage of the situation. Nigga, some of y'all, and what I mean take advantage of the situation, my generation, in my opinion, just like the young generation, is very talented. It's very talented. So I think that letting this be is because y'all knew we would figure it out and we did, but not to the extent where we figure out what's important, and that's everybody's well-being.
What we never figure out as a generation, and that goes for all three, is we haven't collectively come to a mature place where this is how we all feel or should feel, or agree that this is where we're trying to get us as a culture to be, to feel these things. Feel stability, feel peace, feel, happiness and motivation to get up and do and not feel hatred or jealousy or envy or all those negative thoughts that circulate. It's like from the older generation, they had their separate feelings. We got ours, and now the young niggas got their feelings, but all of them is wrong to an extent. All of them have a view that is centered in pain, that is centered in like misunderstanding for real. And so it's like if we could all understand and respect in how we feel as a culture, then it will be so much more doing. Because now we could all be and feel the right things to move in a way that is conducive for everybody. And everybody gets to elevate. Everybody gets to, walk out who they are respectively. And we all support because we all are feeling what's right. But that's the constant conflict in the culture. And I don't know if that's just because niggas ain't giving it much thought as far as like the wellness, like you said, and that's really where it is.